by not having the 3 journeys of marketing in place, what happens is that most businesses, most business owners, most practitioners or people who are self-employed give this choice to people that they newly meet. The choice is buy or leave. Purchase from me right now, or there's the door. It's really painful. I've seen people who feel like, wow, my marketing's not working, when in fact their marketing is working. People just weren't ready to buy. They give a talk to a room full of people. They they get referrals and connections, and people are buzzing or talking about what you're doing, but nobody's buying. And you think, my marketing isn't working. But the truth is that people are starting to approach, but they have no way to hang out close to you until they're ready to buy. There is something in business that is underestimated, sorely underestimated, and it is the amount of time it takes for someone to make a significant purchasing decision. In the weeks before shooting this video, I received an email from someone who signed up for one of our programs who had been on our email list for 10 years. 10 years before they signed up for a program. And this is a little extraordinary, most people aren't, move a little bit more quickly than that, but everybody has their own timing. It was just the right timing for them. They weren't ready, and that's when they were ready, that's beautiful. That's what we want to do, is we want to honor people's timing. And so if you don't have the 3 journeys of marketing in place, you can't honor people, and you can't honor the timing that they have in their own lives for what you're offering. When you're new in business, when people are new in business, the vast majority of your clients, most of your clients, come to you ready to go. In fact, that's, especially when you're brand new, that's all of your clients, right? Somebody says, wow, as soon as I met you, or as soon as I heard of you, or as soon as I connected to you in some way, I knew I had to work with you. I just knew I was going to hire you. And they said yes, and they step in, and you have a client. And it's like, wow, that's awesome. The serendipity feels so good. It's an amazing feeling, and it's wonderful when it works that way. When you're new in business, you don't have a large pool of people to draw from, and so the people who step in are the people who do that. And this creates a misunderstanding in most business owners. The misunderstanding is that that's how it always is, or that's how it's supposed to be, that you're supposed to meet somebody for the first time. And they immediately say yes. They say, yeah, this is right. I feel that tug in my heart. I feel that love, that attraction, and boom, let's go. The truth is that this is a small minority of clients. When a business moves into momentum and is really robust, it's a small minority of clients that respond out of serendipity in the moment that they meet you. The vast majority of them come into contact with you and take some time to get ready to purchase. So obviously, moving a business into momentum, a big piece of it has to do with marketing. And before we can talk any more about anything else, I have to talk to you about the true purpose of marketing, which is a little bit surprising. Most of us, when we talk about marketing, when you hear marketing discussed, you think about, marketing as a way to attract people in. It's meant to pull people in or attract people in. And that's where most people start to feel kind of gross about it, because do you really want to pull people in and attract people in? It's not that you would have an objection to it happening if it felt right, but the idea of trying to make that happen is often where most people stop and get stuck. So we need to look at what marketing is really about, because it's not about attraction. It's one of these spiritual understandings that brings an incredible amount of relief and makes marketing actually approachable and fun and enlivening. So let's talk about this. What is attraction? Attraction, to talk about it in a sense of interpersonal connection, has to do with this sense of gravity towards something, the sense of feeling pulled towards something. I can feel attracted towards another person, like I am towards my wife. I can feel attracted to an idea, right? Or I can feel attracted to a beautiful place, like I love going to Mount Hood, or I love going to the Oregon coast. I can feel attracted in all these ways, but what the feeling is one of gravity, of being pulled towards something. When we think about this, attraction really, really at the heart is the province of love. It's the province of love. Attraction only comes about because love is happening. When love is present, we feel attraction. That's what love is. And there's many different types of love. There's romantic love, and there's different types of attraction that can happen. But we're really talking about love, regardless of the particular flavor of love that we're referring to. When you try to manufacture love, try to manufacture attraction, that's when it starts to feel gross. That's why so much marketing feels gross, because there's an attempt to manufacture attraction. And we can feel that. We can feel that. One of our clients told us that, when I work with so many different types of marketing systems, it's like I get it and I can see why it works, but it feels like somebody's put sand into something really beautiful. And it just doesn't taste right. So what's so important is to let love be love. It's to let love be love, right? That's what we're all yearning for, is the love. And we don't want to be trying to pull people in through some kind of artificial attraction. One, you'll get the wrong people, the people that don't want to stick around anyway, if you manipulate them into staying or scare them into staying. And second of all, it's just going to be so much more nourishing if you don't try to pull people in with your marketing. So if love is what attracts people, why do we even need marketing? Like, what's marketing even about? Well, as much as our heart yearns for love, our ego, a different part of us, the deeper part of our heart, yearns for love. But the more surface part, the more personality-driven part of ourself is freaked out by love. It's scared of it. We encounter love and we go, "Oh, are you an axe murderer?" We don't trust. We don't trust the call of love many, many times because we've been hurt, right? We've been hurt. And we don't understand if it's going to be okay. We've maybe misjudged the presence of love before. It's like, is this really love or is this something else? And the ego doesn't know. So what happens is that the ego then pushes away, and it's either pushes away and turns away from love out of fear, or it's so distracted and busy with everything else that's going on that it doesn't even hear the call of love. It's not even aware that it's there. So many people that I see doing inspirational types of marketing, using inspirational language, it just floats right past people because they are so caught in their everyday worlds that, struggling with the mortgage, struggling with family, struggling with work, struggling with health, that they can't even hear the inspirational language. It's like, I don't have time for that. I'm stuck in the mud of my life. Here's the role of marketing. Marketing is about safety. It's about safety. It's about helping the ego feel safe enough so that it can slow down and hear the call of love. Because when somebody connects with love, if it's something that's meant for them, they'll move towards you quite organically. And if it's not for them, they can let it go. They go, oh, this doesn't resonate for me. I don't need it. And marketing isn't meant to kind of like strong arm them into it. It's about just helping them feel safe enough so that they can check in with themselves. That's all. Marketing is about providing safety to the ego. There's a lot of different ways to do this, and we get into details of this in our programs, but that's what I really want you to take away. Is this understanding of, oh, I can feel safe. I can help people feel safe. I don't have to convince anybody about anything. The two things that you can really take to heart about how to help people feel safe are witnessing and empathy. When people feel seen for who they are, and not seen as broken, and when people receive real empathy for what they're struggling with, without judgment, then they get to relax. It creates a breathing space. It creates a listening space. And they can just be there. My wife struggled with chronic illness, Lyme's disease, for many, many years before we found any relief. It was very scary. And we came upon a Chinese medical doctor, a doctor of Chinese medicine here in Portland, one of the main reasons we moved to Portland, who just looked us in the eye and just said, I see you, and I see what's going on with you. Just that sense of being witnessed and that sense of empathy created so much relief. When someone says, wow, I see how you're struggling with your health. I see you. I see who you are, and I see that you so want to have an active life again, and yet I see how chronic illness has taken away your sense of normalcy and how you're struggling with that. I just want you to know that I see how painful that is and how exhausting that is for you. There's no sales in that. There's no push. There's no come in and be my client. There's just being seen. And so that's what I want you to take away, that the heart of marketing is about creating safety, and the heart of attraction is about being immersed in love. And when you understand that, then everything else that we go into about the nitty-gritty of marketing is going to be so much easier to approach, regardless of whether you learn from us or from someone else. Beautiful. About this. The first piece of understanding these three journeys is that marketing is not a monolith. It's not a monolith. It's not just one thing. People often say, hey, let's go out and do some marketing. Get out there and go do some marketing. But what does that mean? There's so many different types of marketing strategies or tactics or actions that you could do that just talking about doing marketing doesn't really make a lot of sense. So we break it down into three journeys, which mirror the three different types of relationships that you have with people. There's the first journey, which is for connecting with new people. There's the second journey for staying connected with people that are interested but haven't yet bought. And then there's the third journey, which is for what's commonly called referral marketing, for people that have been your clients who maybe want to send other people to you. So let's look at each of these journeys a little bit more closely. When they first come across you, that's the first journey. All the different ways that you can think of to have someone first notice your business and who you are and what you do is that first journey. All the things that standardly get called marketing are typically what we call first journey marketing. So, advertising, which, has limited use, although there's social media advertising like Facebook or on Twitter that has been proven effective in certain situations. Giving talks, even flyering, going to networking meetings, giving, getting other, all the different ways that you can get out there in front of people for the first time and they first hear about you is what we call first journey marketing. Now, if you only do first journey marketing, which a lot of people, especially extroverted people, tend to do, or people that have been pushed into it saying, I've got to go do some marketing, and they go do this, they're typically underwhelmed, disappointed with the results for the reasons I was just talking about. You get in front of a room of people, and you've done the first journey marketing, and you've introduced yourself at a networking event or you've given a talk and people go, wow, that's interesting. And they're talking to you and they're engaged and you can tell that it's actually working. And yet nobody signs up. Nobody becomes a client. Nobody buys from you. And you're thinking, this doesn't work. The truth is they would have done something. They actually would have done something. They would have stepped into working with you in some way, but they weren't ready to buy. They needed a different option. And so first journey needs to be connected to the second journey. And the second journey of marketing is when you have a sustainable way to remain in contact with people who are interested. And you can be generous with them. but in a sustainable way. Some of the most obvious ways this is done is through like an email newsletter or a blog, some way of sending out content that people can then stay connected to until they're ready to buy. And you're being generous because you're giving them information. What comes up a lot for people around second journey marketing is like, the marketplace is so crowded, there's so many blogs, there's so many newsletters, I don't want to crowd it up. Now, we go in depth into healing and looking at that because it really is something that you need to kind of get over in a heart-centered fashion. So I'm on a list of, there's a gardener that they provide gardening services, not gardening services, they teach classes about year-round gardening here in Portland. And I've been on their email list and read their emails, every week. And the truth is that my wife did a year-long class with them. And it's just something that's interesting to me. And because they're sending me emails, I go, oh yeah, they tell me about, what's happening this week with the weather, what's happening this week, what should I be focusing on in the garden, what to work on. It's just like what to prepare for. They're really short, they're interesting, they're engaged. And when I need gardening services, when I need help, when I want to go learn, that's who I go to because I'm being reminded of them. What has changed is that we used to be in a world of broadcast media only, where a single individual would have an audience of several million people, right? There'd only be a few channels on television. And then that started to break up with cable. And cable, there were umpteen hundred channels, but still like to mass media. But now what's happening over the last years with the internet is that there's smaller groups of communities. And so I know many people who are teaching gardening services and gardening classes here in Portland. But I managed to connect with a particular business, right? Living City PDX. And they're the ones I'm listening to. And somebody else may have, several hundred or 1,000 or a few thousand people on their list that they're talking to. But it's like, there's room for these different conversations. The same way when you walk into a party, and if there's 40 people in the party, you don't have one conversation with 40 people. You start a conversation with the people that are around you, and there's room for another conversation. So there's room for you to start a newsletter for your right people who are waiting to hear your voice. And then there's the third journey. The third journey is when somebody has stepped in and purchased and they've become your client and you've wowed them. You've done your thing with them, your magic, your heart, your beauty, your service. They've gotten the results they've wanted. They feel really great and they want to send people to you. And there are ways to systematically inform them, educate them, and support them on how to send people to you. The standard way that referral marketing gets done is like, yeah, send me a referral. And people go, okay, I'll send you a referral. And then they tell somebody, maybe if they remember, and the referral maybe, it doesn't call. It doesn't call. A referral probably feels a little bit nervous. They feel vulnerable. They feel scared. There's something that they need help with. They're stuck with. Are they going to just pick up the phone and call a complete stranger? No. And so the third journey is about informing and educating your best clients and other referral sources on how to send people into your first and second journeys. And that is the 3 journeys of marketing. When you get these 3 journeys in place and you have the second journey and the first journey and the third journey all in place, then it just starts clicking and they start going and going and going like that. And then it just becomes a stream. It's like you're bringing in new people into your first journey. They're moving into the second journey. They're becoming clients. And then the third journey, sending more people to you. You can see how that can create real momentum in your business. Now, there's a couple of things to understand is that most people tend to have preferences for certain things like referrals or second journey or first journey. And, like the extroverts are out there giving talks, and the second journey is, the introverts are kind of, maybe just doing blog posts, and the third journey, the connectors and the social people are out there getting referrals. But until you kind of lean into your discomfort and put all 3 of these pieces in place, it's going to be hard to get that flow. What happens is that people see my marketing's not working, right? And so they keep working on what they're most comfortable with. But that's like trying to build a bridge between 2 riverbanks over a big river. You can build sections of the bridge. And you can say, wow, I love this section of the bridge. People aren't coming across, so I'm going to keep working on this section of the bridge and make it better and better and better until I know it's working. But the truth is that the bridge, the section you're working on might be working really, really well. Like I was the example before giving talks. Your talks might be fantastic, really effective talks, but the other pieces of the bridge are missing, and you just need to fit in those other sections. So rather than have like an amazing Gothic marble and gold bridge that's built out to an amazing excess, you just need effective minimal pieces in all three journeys, and then people can cross and come to you. That's what's really, really important. Yeah. So one of the things that you can do is you can look at all the marketing that you've learned, maybe an article you read or a workshop you took or some tactic that you learned about marketing, and you can think about it and say, is this a first journey tactic? Is this a second journey tactic? Is this a third journey tactic? What have you been doing in your marketing, and what does your bridge look like? And you may look and see, wow, I haven't done anything and I need to put all of this in place. Or you may say, you know, I've got a blog going, and I've been doing some, but this I can see I need more first journey marketing. I need to know how to bring more people to what I've been writing. Or, oh wow, I could really build up my referral marketing and that could send more people through. Or, you know, you can see where are the missing pieces to fill in the gaps. And then you can really see your marketing start to gain momentum. I'll say one last thing about the three journeys, which is that we have found, even though it's a little counterintuitive, that it is most effective to start with the second journey, with that newsletter, with that, how do you stay in touch with the people that you already know? The reason why you want to do that is because most people in business tend to already have some kind of a network. You don't start out at complete zero talking to someone who actually has a pretty engaged social network. They just don't have the journeys of marketing in place. And so if you get that second journey going, even if you don't have a lot of people reading you, you can stay engaged with the people who do know you. And it means that when you go out to do the first journey marketing, or you start the referral marketing, the third journey marketing process, it won't be wasted effort. You don't want to start going out and giving talks or doing advertising without having some way of caring for the people who come to you who aren't ready to buy. So if you set up the second journey first and then go attaching the other pieces, it's a little counterintuitive because you wouldn't ordinarily, in the real world, in the physical world, build a bridge starting with the center. You would start with the edges. But with the three journeys of marketing, you start with the second journey so that the other pieces have somewhere to connect to. That's the three journeys of marketing. I invite you to take some time to really reflect on what maybe you've been trying in marketing and how it fits into the three journeys and what might be missing.